Emmerdale spoilers. Confusion as Rodney introduces Rhona to character she's already met. The thing about Emmerdale is everybody knows each other. You can pop into the cafe or the shop or the woolpack and there'll always be someone who'll greet you by your name. Well, that's what usually happens. But when Ethan Anderson went into the cafe in Wednesday's episode, he was a bit taken aback by Rodney Blackstock's greeting. "Eamon, how are you?" he said. Ethan had a quick look behind him, but there was nobody there. Rodney was clearly talking to him. "This is where you tell me how you are," Rodney prompted. "Or where I tell you my name's Ethan," suggested Ethan. "Well, that works too," Rodney said. "What can I get you?" "Get me a calendar and I'll show you how long I've lived here," said Ethan, who's lived in Emmerdale for coming up to 3 years but obviously hasn't made a huge impact on Rodney during that time. To be fair to Rodney, he was a little bit distracted as he just had news of his daughter Bernice Blackstock. She had arrived in Portugal after fleeing the village when she ran up a huge amount of debt in an effort to make the B&B a success. Poor Rodney was an emotional mess when his beloved daughter left, so she was uppermost in his mind. But Rodney is unfailingly polite and courteous, so when Rhona Goskirk came into the cafe he instantly introduced her to Ethan. Obviously, Rhona has a better memory for faces than Rodney has and looked briefly confused that she was being introduced to one of her actual neighbors. She was glad to have bumped into Ethan, though, because she wanted to ask his advice on a legal matter, and Ethan is, after all, a lawyer. Rhona has just discovered that her ex-husband Gus Malcolm stole her passport and forged her signature in order to get access to some embryos that they'd had frozen when they were a couple. And now his wife Lucy is pregnant. Ethan told her it's a complicated situation legally. Taking the passport was theft, forging the signature was fraud, and the clinic could possibly be negligent for not making sufficient checks. But with such a complex and unusual set of circumstances, he said the legal battle would be very long and very expensive. Promising to make some inquiries for her, that was about all that Ethan could offer. Later,